Okay, so it is 6:42 in the morning. It is Saturday morning. I'm going to make a breakfast of pancakes and eggs this morning. And unlike the other day, like where I kind of had everything ready to go, and I had prepared to just do a video that was a little bit more staged because, in the interest of making a shorter video and to be efficient, today it's just going to be on the fly. I figured let's just do a cooking, like a practice video and see how it comes out without anything prepared. This is exactly like what I would do this morning if it were off camera. The only thing I already had the advantage is a cup of coffee so far, but that's about it. So what I have done already is cracked 4 eggs in this bowl, which you can't see, and I'm not going to tip it because the other video that I tipped it went on the floor, and I don't want to lose my eggs. So, all right, so you'll just have to accept it as so. Oh, there you go. You can see the yolks in the bottom of that. All right, here are my eggs. I have not prepared them for scrambled eggs yet, so I'll show you how to do that in a minute. I'm going to take my 2 eggs left of this dozen and put it away here because we always like to have a clean counter, not just for the camera, but just for me too. Because that's the way I like it. All right, so this is going to go right here. Boom. No, there's more of a reason than just the way I like it. It's because then anything that we want to do can be done quickly and efficiently that way, and that's why. You know what I mean? For example, like if you want to cook dinner and you come into the kitchen and you have to spend all this time cleaning up, the previous dinner's mess, it's a less appealing proposition to make dinner than it is if you just walk into a clean kitchen and everything's ready to go and you're like, oh, let's just do it. Boom, and it's effortless. That's why. Okay, so we have our pancake mix bowl here. Grab the pancake mix out here. Go over here, get our off camera. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Just kidding. No. Here we go. Now this, like I mentioned the other day, this pancake batter mix stuffy is it's wonky. It really is. The proportions they give you are like nothing in the real world. I even had to the other day after I did the video, I had to like tweak it again after I got off the camera because it just wasn't right. So here's what I'm going to do. I know that I'm going to put 2 cups in here. The other day, I started off with one cup of dry mix, and I ended up, at the end of it, with about 2. So we're just going to go with that from the beginning right now. This is going to be a long video. I don't know. That should be fine. I have room on my iPad, and well, Facebook has room on their servers, so it should be fine. All right. 1 cup. 2 cups. I love the count. The count is awesome, Still have not watched Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood episodes like I said I was going to do yesterday. Definitely planning to do that. You should open up your E-Trade account. So, all right. 2 cups. What am I thinking about right now? Oh boy. All right. I'm always thinking about a ton of different things, as you can probably tell from my Facebook post. So I'm like doing this, and I'm thinking about how to solve like world hunger somewhere or some shit. That's the kind of the way my mind works. I'm always everything is symbolism. You know what I mean? A cigar is never just a cigar. Okay, like this right here. Okay, like putting these paper clips on here to keep this open. Also, like solve some problem in my life that has nothing to do with trash cans at all. Okay, because like that's how I work. All right, and that's how you should work too, or you're just not like that. Okay. Anyway, so here we go. there's going to be some, and I will point it out because I want you to get it, because I want you to get my jokes. It's not really a joke unless other people know it's a joke, I guess, really. Most of the time. Alright, so. Just for the fuck of it. Okay, I'm going to explain some things right now that you will hear me do. Alright. I'm not going to edit this either. I just, this happens, all right? This is like cable access cooking shows and type of thing. You know what I mean? This is why I will not make it like this on the big time because, yeah. All right. Anyway, so we have this here. We're going to hold off on the Julia Child expression thing. I decided on the fly that we're just going to do them, like as they happen. That's easier. All right. So here we go. Gonna add a little bit of water in here. Gonna pretend I didn't actually forget that I just put water over here. I did. I was about to go over to the sink again and put water. That's All right. I've made enough pancakes so far since I've been in here that I'm kind of like doing this much more by feel now, which is kind of cool. I don't have to measure, and obviously, like I said, the proportions on that box are useless anyway. They're no help to a real guide of what to do. So you might as well figure it out yourself and see where you're at. Oh boy. This reminds me of something right here. Reminds me of pancake batter. All right. Never seen so much of it all in one place. Okay. So, this is looking good. I mean, you're not going to be able... I got to find a way to do this so you can see... Look. How about this? Oh, yeah, there you go. Awesome. All right. I don't know why I didn't think of that yesterday. I have no idea. This is why I need to have a cameraman. It doesn't pay any money. If you feel the need to come over to my house and you want to operate a camera and get no money for it whatsoever, get no credit, that's awesome. Hit me up. My email address is jtc, like the letters John Tom Cat, at acernet, ACERNET.org. All right. Okay. So, and this looks like, wow, look at that. First shot. There we go. That's awesome. Only the Holy Spirit does pancakes like this. Holy Spirit pancakes. All right. So then we're going to set that aside right now. We're going to leave this right here because you never know. We're not done with it exactly yet, even though like the pedant in me or the whatever, the brother Abraham in me wants to put that away right now. Okay, so, but we're not going to do that because, we're actually, you know what though? Maybe the brother Abraham in me wants to leave it right there, like we're doing. Okay, eggs. You know, and I know, that you don't put milk in eggs to make them more creamy. Amateur mistake. All right. The reality is you put in a little bit of water. And how much water? You're gonna have to see. You're just gonna do it by feel. All right. Because I'm not gonna give you an exact amount because I don't know an exact amount. I never learned an exact amount. No one will ever tell you an exact amount. Whenever you see a chef, no matter what chef tells you about this, put a little bit of water in, they never give you an exact amount. And the reason is probably because, you really can't. You just need to get used to the texture and get used to, just kind of feel your way through it. Like a lot of things in cooking. And that really teaches you the best way to be able to kind of cook, to truly cook. Not to just work off a recipe mindlessly. All right, so... Now, I will tell you this. If you do add a little bit too much water, what will happen is you'll have watery kind of scrambled eggs a little bit. You know what I mean? And you'll also notice some steam come like while you're cooking, like steam will be coming off. You know what I mean? You'll notice, you're like, oh, that's too much water. But the nice thing about water is it evaporates. So, problem solved, right? There we go. All right, but you will probably notice too, if you add like a lot of water, even after cooking, you'll see it on the plate, and that's not nice. In fact, the other day we had to, before we took our pictures, we had to get rid of that water because we can't have that. Because I don't do stuff like that perfect. You know that? Fucking perfect for the camera anyway. All right, so lying to give an accurate picture of reality. I don't even know where I'm like, you know, I guess I should be looking right there to look at you. I haven't learned that yet. Well, all right. So here we go. Now, here's the thing. This is Julia Child line. When she's doing her eggs, she's like, you don't really beat them. You don't want to beat them stiff or whatever. You're just like scrambling now, literally. And she's like, I'm going to use a fork. You could use a whisk. Well, our whisk is already in use. And I only have one whisk because I'm Poe. So we're going to do it Julia Child style, old school. She also used, in her episode on scrambled eggs, she also used a fork to scramble it in the pan because it was like back in the 70s and she didn't have a nonstick pan. You definitely wouldn't want to do that on like a Teflon coated pan because it's going to scrape, you know, it's going to fuck your pan up. We're on cable, so I can say fuck. It's great. All right. Now, and then, of course, we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper right now. You know, I always think that, like, it's always fine to undersalt things. You know what I mean? Even though I always cook, I'm usually cooking for myself, I try to adopt habits that, like, are going to scale well. Like, so that way, if I'm cooking for other people, and the thing you want to watch always is, you know, you can always add salt to something, but you can't take salt away. An episode of All in the Family that I watched the other day, Gloria makes some soup and she brings it to her mom, Edith, and asks for her opinion on it. And she goes, oh, it's really good, or really delicious. It just needs less salt, you know? And the funny thing is like, well, there's wisdom in pointing that out. The joke in the show was like, it's too late now. But like, it's still worth saying though, isn't it? I don't know. Edith is like that. She's really cool. So here we go. We're going to just add a little bit of salt and pepper right now. And we're not going to add too much salt because you can always add salt later. And also the real reason is I have no idea how much salt I'm going to want anyway. So I'm just going to undersalt it. You really can't oversalt stuff for me. That's kind of like my food porn is salt, more so than sweet stuff. I like salty snacks. All right. My favorite dessert is ice cream, though, if you must know. Okay, so here we go. Our pancake batter, that's looking good. Sweet. All right, we're gonna grab a pan out. Which one should we go with? I'm gonna let the viewer pick a pan. Okay, you want this one. All right, we'll go with that. Thank you, Steve. All right, now, That was my little Adam Neely impression right there. Okay, so by the way, for future reference, this is the Consuela apron. Let me call these my Consuela gloves. I reference them often because I'm often in this, and there's a lot of symbolism in these two things as well, as you probably already knew. So, anyway, moving along. Now, over highest heat is good for scrambled eggs, but, you know, I find for pancakes, because I'm not a pancake pro yet, but, you know, in my pancake experience, which is good. I'm happy with it. I'm doing it on camera, let's put it that way. So there's something to be said for that. I mean, all right. If you can afford Pam, buy it. Don't buy this. I'm telling you right now. There's a big difference. So on this well-regulated Frigidaire cooktop, what you're seeing right now. Let's do this. We're gonna switch the camera position right now. So high tech, we're over here. High budget, high end, rear end. Okay, anyway. La, 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 la. Here we go. Sweet. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that nice? Okay. Like I'm gonna, you know what? If I had big boobs, I could do Daria Folsom right now on Cron 4, like talking from the side like this. And you know, isn't that really wonderful? She's got her freaking like, you know what I mean? I probably would do that. Actually, I'm not knocking Daria. I love those people on Cron 4. I really do. I like to see, you know, so many people have gotten fired from there. And the time I've been really like paying attention to it from 2012. I don't really like this because you can't see me that well. All right. So many people have gotten fired from there. It's like, I like to see who's going to stick it out and who makes the cut. You know what I mean? They must have me for a boss with the drop of the hammer all the time. Okay, so here we go. It's on 7. I put it on 7, goes up to 8 and then high. You can even drop it down to like 6.5 there. I'm not kidding. I'm not being like weird about that. It's like, it makes a difference. Cooks know this. Anyone that cooks is like, But those of you that don't, it's you know, you'll start to feel your stove. It's really kind of cool because like each stove is different. Really, it's amazing. Anyway, so I'm gonna wait a little bit because you want to kind of get this hot so that way it kind of cooks quickly. But if you have a thicker pancake and you're not a pancake pro, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not a pancake pro. You don't want to burn your pancakes on the outside because, you know, before they fully cooked on the inside. You know what I mean? And yesterday, I almost kind of had that happen a little bit. It wasn't bad. It was edible, but it wasn't beautiful and pretty. You know, we like beautiful and pretty because, you know, because it's beautiful and pretty. Why wouldn't you like beautiful and pretty for its own sake, right? Okay. 17 minutes. Look at that. Wow. Let's see if we can do this in a half an hour. I'll totally feel like, you know, maybe they'll like see this and go, oh, we'll just, you know what? When we need something on the Food Network for a half hour, we'll just throw this on. This guy right here that no one's ever heard of before. Sounds like he's on crack, but actually, this is how I am off meth. It's amazing. All right, so I'm actually more subdued on meth. It's actually a lot more subdued. Okay, so here we go, right? Let's see if I can, I want you to see the whole thing. Remember, like I said, if you are good at operating a camera and want no money and think it would be neat to hang out with me in my house and listen to this all the time, which means that, I don't know, I might be cross-eyed and see two versions of myself. Here we go. Ready? What? I'm going to do one pancake, I think. Just one big pancake, all right? One big pancake. One big gay pancake. Pancakes really don't have a sexuality. So it looks like they have a lot of sexuality. You get what I mean. A whole lot of love. You can't help getting a little bit of it on you. All right. I wonder if they would have that on the food now. I don't know. I mean, that's a little, yeah, that's fine. That's kind of like, oh shit, your kids aren't going to get it, but you get it. You know what I mean? All right. It's not explicit, but it's pretty damn dirty, like the rest of my Facebook page. All right. So here's the deal. So we have one pancake here, and guess what? I can confidently flip this without a turner now on camera. It's another thing I can do. That's pretty cool. All right. We're going to let that go. What you want to do is get a feel for, you know, when to flip it, and that is you'll see some bubbling kind of come up. A certain amount of bubbling. Now there's already a couple bubbles here, but I just know from experience that it's not ready yet. Also, you want to, it's getting there, but it's still too runny to flip yet. See that? It needs to be more cooked. So, I'm not going to turn it up like, you know, I may have when I first started kind of cooking or doing these things, but I know better just to leave it a little bit. It'll be fine. we need to kind of cook it through, make sure that it's cooked through. So it's good. So we have our eggs over here. Yada da 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 da. Today on the French Chef, how about pot roast in 5 minutes? That's my little joke with Julia Child, because she always used to start out the French Chef with "how about," which is one of my favorite phrases because of that. Honestly, like how about, she'd be like, "How about crawfish?" and like da da da, and like my joke was like, you know, Julia Child, she's getting old because she lived a long ass time, and as she got older, she did less of the cooking herself on the show because, you know, fuck it. She did more drinking wine, and like, you know, that Jacques guy would do most of the work after a while. So I kind of had this skit in my head. I was like, can you imagine her like kind of coming on like really near the end, and she's like, "How about pot roast in 5 minutes today on the front?" And then she goes over to the microwave and just hits like a Stouffer's fucking, you know, pot roast in there, hits the start button. You know what I mean? And it's like, "Today on the French Chef," and she's just drinking the whole episode, eating microwave food. Anyway, okay, so. Does anyone else find that really funny? Because I came up with that joke like, I don't know, like 5 years ago, and I still think it's freaking funny as hell. All right, so here we're gonna flip. Ready? And the cool thing is, if this doesn't go well, I have another fucking Julia Child joke all ready to go for that. All right. Here we go. Ready? Oh, that didn't go very well, did it? Actually, it didn't go too bad, though. Hold on. So it fucked up a little bit, which is fine, because you know what? First of all, if you're alone in the kitchen, who's to see? But also, you need to know that it's okay to like practice stuff, and you will fuck up. I mean, I do, you know, and that's not too bad. That's edible. Here's our mess. Like, it's not at all bad. Wait. That's it. Big deal. Okay. I've made bigger messes in my bedroom floor. So, okay. Anyway. I didn't say anything nasty. All right. Here we go. So, da-da-da-da-da. All right. I'm going to take my plate out right here. We're at 22 minutes. Wow, this is going to be great. This is going to be perfect for like a real cooking show. All right. We're going to take out our syrup, which we should have already taken out because, you know, we don't want it really cold, but that's all right. Butter. Butter, butter, butter. Nutter butter. On my bedroom floor. Anyway, okay, all right, so here we go. Boom. All right, so we're going to call that done right now. Let's see. Yeah, definitely done. Okay. I'm sorry. It's edible and it looks good, but just kind of, you know, I tell you, it's kind of funny. I don't know. It's, if you would have felt the texture of that right there, you would have been like, "Holy shit, that feels like leathery." All right. Now, here's what we're gonna do. Now it's time for the eggs. Watch this. Ready? And these are like, you know, we're gonna turn these up. This is like 30 seconds, a minute, if the pan is at the right temperature, over highest heat. Okay. Yada-da. Here we go. And like I said, this is a, you know, it's got a non-stick coating, so we're gonna want to use a spatula that is like, you know, like that. It's not metal, it is like of good stuff. So here we go. And then, well, I want you to see this. I don't know why, because I'm vain. All right, here. Boom. And there we go. And that's how we make scrambled eggs. Now, I'm going to put this down because what's really important is most people overcook their scrambled eggs. You don't want to do that. You want a gloss on your eggs, which means you want to remove them from the pan before they look like they're done. Okay? How do you know that they're going to be like, how do you know you don't do it too soon? Because you practice, and a couple times you do it, and it's going to be too soon or too late, of course. That's just, you know, there's no learning without mistakes, really. If you play it too safe, you don't get anywhere in life, right? All right. So, and there's our breakfast. And it looks pretty damn good. And I did it on camera. And I made dirty jokes. And I'm going to be eating really good. And you maybe learned something today. And I hope I made you laugh. All right. Let's go over to the table. I feel Julia said would whip out her wine right now. I mean, probably not in a breakfast episode, but okay. So, and by the way, you know what? I just want to look at this. Every day, this is what I come out to, and it's beautiful. I'm so thankful. Like, let me just show you this view. Wow, that's off my balcony. Praise the Lord, right? Amazing. I'm so fucking thankful for that. Every day I get to look at this. Anyway, so, by the way, yeah, there's my piano, and that's where I sit. That was formerly the refectory, but now that we have my desk, it's not even the refectory anymore. It's actually just the dining area. Okay, so here you go. Da, 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 da. It's 26 minutes, which is great because we have to leave time for, commercials to go in there. So anyway, as you guys know, my name is Justin Bowman. My email address is jtc@acefornet.org. I'm just pretending there's a real reason for me to tell you that. Thanks for watching me. We'll do more of these videos. I love you all. God bless. Godspeed. Live long and prosper. Whatever. I hate Star Trek anyway, and I don't like people that watch Star Trek. Kind of bore me. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.